All right, let's talk about a real-life game of high-stakes chess playing out in one of the world's most critical waterways, the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this isn't just about ships passing in the night. It's a fascinating and tense standoff involving geography, cutting-edge technology, and two completely different ways of fighting a war. And it all boils down to this one pretty scary question. See, this narrow little strip of water is the only way for oil tankers to get from the Persian Gulf out to the open ocean. We're talking about the economic lifeblood for countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. So, how could a fifth of the entire world's oil supply just stop? Okay, to really get this, we've got to start with the geography. The physical layout of the strait is everything here. It's a natural bottleneck, and that creates a massive vulnerability. Now, have a look at these numbers. 21 miles wide might sound like a lot of room, right? But for a massive supertanker, it's unbelievably tight. They're forced into these super strict shipping lanes, just 2 miles wide. Imagine trying to drive a semi-truck down a bike path. That's what we're talking about. There's basically zero room to maneuver if you get attacked.
And this is where Iran's home field advantage really kicks in. Their coastline is incredibly mountainous, which gives them perfect natural cover. It lets them dig in, build these deep, fortified bunkers, and hide everything from missile launchers to command centers. Good luck finding those from the air. So let's see how Iran turns that natural advantage into a military one. They've essentially created an island fortress using a trio of islands. You have to stop thinking of them as just islands and start thinking of them as unsinkable aircraft carriers, parked right on the highway.
First up, you've got Larak Island. This is the enforcer. It sits right at the narrowest part of the street, just looming over all the traffic. The fast attack boats they keep here can get to a tanker in literally minutes. There's no time to react. It is all about close-range intimidation. Next is Qeshm Island, and this one is the sledgehammer. If Larak is the knife at your throat, Qeshm is the heavy artillery from a distance. It's their main military hub, and its rugged terrain hides a whole maze of underground bunkers packed with heavy-duty anti-ship missiles. This is the real anchor of their entire defense. And finally, there's Abu Musa, which acts as the forward outpost. It's positioned further out, kind of like a tripwire. The radar systems here can track Allied warships long before they even get close to the choke point. It basically pushes out Iran's threat bubble, making the whole area much more dangerous. So here's the crucial part. How does Iran actually use this island fortress? Well, they're not looking for a fair fight against a U.S. aircraft carrier. Nope, they rely on what we call asymmetric tactics, strategies designed to completely overwhelm a bigger, stronger opponent. And their signature move is the swarm attack. Just picture it. 15, maybe 20 small speedboats, nearly invisible to radar, screaming towards one giant tanker from all directions at 70 knots. They hit weak points, the bridge, the engine room, and mixed in with all that chaos are unmanned drone boats packed with explosives aiming for the waterline, while other boats are literally dropping naval mines right in the ship's path. It's absolute mayhem. Against a warship, it gets even more sophisticated. It's a layered attack, designed to saturate its defenses. First, a wave of simple drones is launched, just to make the ship's defense systems go crazy. While everyone's busy with the drones, they launch a volley of low-flying subsonic missiles. Then, once the defenses are hopefully weakened or confused, they hit them with the supersonic missiles, the much faster, harder-to-stop killers, for the final blow.
So, how in the world do you defend against that? Well, Allied forces respond by creating their own multi-layered defensive bubble, a high-tech shield that moves with any convoy passing through.
You see, for every threat, there's a specific counter. Those fast little swarm boats, helicopters armed with Hellfire missiles pick them off from above. The naval mines, specialized ships use sonar and underwater drones to find and clear them. And those anti-ship missiles, that's what the Aegis combat system is for, firing interceptors like the SM-6 to just blow them right out of the sky. And if anything manages to slip through that outer layer, you have the last line of defense, the close-in weapon systems. We're talking about the Phalanx, a Gatling gun that spits out 4,500 rounds a minute to shred anything that gets too close. And then there's the CRAM, which fires these small, agile missiles to take out those sea-scanning threats right before they hit the ship. But here's what's really fascinating. The best way to counter this threat isn't to just keep building a better shield. It's a completely different way of thinking. See, to really make the strait safe, you can't just play defense forever. You have to go after the source of the problem. That means finding those hidden bunkers and mobile missile launchers before they even have a chance to fire. And the tool for that job is the Bunker Buster, like the GBU-72. It works in 3 simple, devastating steps. First, it's guided with pinpoint precision right to the bunker's location. Second, its sheer weight and hardened nose cone lets it punch through yards of earth and reinforced concrete. And third, the warhead detonates deep inside, causing an explosion that collapses the whole structure from within.
And just look at that number, 5,000 pounds. This thing is an absolute monster, specifically designed to take out exactly the kind of hardened buried targets that form the backbone of Iran's whole island fortress strategy. By the way, if you're finding this whole strategic breakdown as fascinating as I do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more explainers just like this. So after looking at all of this, the threats, the counters, the ultimate countermeasures, what's the big takeaway? Where does all this leave us?
Well, the truth is, there's no easy winner here. This is a fragile, high-stakes stalemate. You have Iran's brilliant use of geography and clever asymmetric tactics on one side, locked in a constant struggle with the overwhelming technological power of allied naval forces on the other. It's a permanent standoff. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? In this incredibly complex game of chess, where the board is a vital global waterway, and the pieces are some of the most advanced weapons ever made, what's the next move?